So what do parabolas, patty paper, and a satellite dish have in common? You'll find out now. Alright, hello everyone. We are going to be learning about what the heck a directrix and a focus has to do with a parabola. So, what we're going to be needing for our activity is a piece of patty paper or wax paper, a ruler, and a Sharpie. Okay? And we're going to be looking into how can we make a parabola using just a line, the directrix, and a point, the focus. So, the first thing that we're going to need to do is take our patty paper, and it doesn't matter which side we're using, but we're going to fold towards the bottom. And we need to make sure that our ends are lined up, so this side and then this side are lined up and straight. And then we're just going to crease this portion. This is going to be our directrix. And you can unfold your paper. And I don't know if you can see it very well, but there should be a line, okay, in your wax paper. It's going to look something like this. This is our directrix. Now, in order to make our axis of symmetry, we need to fold our paper vertically. Again, making sure that all our sides are square. I'm going to crease the paper so we have a nice crisp line. And then just unfold that so our paper is kind of flat. And hopefully you can see both our directrix and then our axis of symmetry. We will need our marker, our Sharpie, in order to make our focus. So what I'm going to do is just pick some point here on my axis of symmetry and make a little dot here. Doesn't matter how far it is. In fact, it'd probably be interesting to see if people did it differently, how it turns out unique for each one. So this is my focus, and then this line is actually going to be my directrix. Now, in order to get a decent looking parabola, I am just going to mark off different intervals on my directrix. And actually I'm going to go about 1/8 for each tick mark here. So I'll start in the center, make one tick mark every 1/8 of an inch. And you can make them different sizes, just so long as you're consistent. That's really the big thing. Since my paper's a little smaller though, I'm going to make my marks a little smaller. And we'll do it the same for the other side. Okay. So, I believe we'll be done with our Sharpie and our ruler. And as you can see, we have our directrix, which is marked off with all these little units, okay? And then we have our focus. Now, what we need to do is we're going to be folding each of these tick marks on top of our focus. So, the first thing that I would like to do is just start right in the middle. So we're going to take this point right here in the middle on our axis of symmetry and fold it straight over onto our focus. And if you look close on your paper, you should be able to see through the wax paper, and then you just have to put the dot on your directrix onto your focus. Okay? Make that a nice crisp line, a nice fold. Gonna unfold it, make it flat. And as you can see, we have a line exactly halfway between our directrix and our focus. Okay? This is actually going to be the vertex of our parabola. So what we need to do now is we're going to take the next mark over to the right or to the left, doesn't matter, and we're just going to fold it over on top of that focus. Okay, crease my paper. Then unfold it. Okay, and I should have a line that is skewed off this direction. And it probably will look better on yours, but I'll hold it up here real close. So now we have two lines, okay? One is parallel with the directrix, the other is slightly skewed, okay? So now we're going to take the next point, so 2 dots over. We're going to do the same thing, fold it over onto our focus. Hopefully you'll be able to see through the paper. Just fold it over, make a nice crease, unfold it, straighten our paper out. And now, if you look closely, we have 3 lines. So, what happens if we keep repeating this pattern? We're going to take the 3rd dot over on our directrix and fold it onto our focus. So, I'm going to let you do that. I will pause this for a bit. So I'm going to pause it and I will resume, and hopefully the final image that you will see will be what you have made yourself. Okay. I paused it real quick so that I can show you where we're starting, and then after 5 or 6, actually more like 8 or 9 times of folding, we're starting to get this curved shape that comes right here. Okay, and you can see the pattern of my lines is going from horizontal to increasing and increasing and increasing. All the time, though, we are staying exactly halfway between our point on the directrix and the focus, since we're folding them in half. So each line represents the halfway point. Okay, so when one whole side is done, it should look something like this. Okay, your lines will stop at some point because then you can't fold the paper over because you run out of paper. But as you can see, we can really start to see the side of the parabola as it's... Okay, so hopefully when you started, we started with something that looked like this, and by the end we should get a parabola. Ooh, ah. And you can... My question at the beginning, what does this have to do with satellite dishes, is this. A satellite dish has that little arm that goes out and it sends a signal bouncing off of our parabola right here. This would be where the signal thingy is. It sends a signal off of our parabola in all directions, and that parabola focuses it out way out into space. So whenever you see a satellite dish, you can always think to yourself, hey, that is a focus for a parabola. That's pretty mathematical.